Okay, health is good.
You were already late.
As long as it streams.
Yeah, I know, because I forgot to do this part of it. Are we live? We're live!
Hello.
We're live, everyone.
Check, 1, 2.
Welcome to the FOGLyFE Special Edition.
Welcome.
And I lost my live chat. So you talk to him, Life, while I go find that.
How's everybody doing? Thanks for coming back. I know you guys, most of you guys were over there on the live vape break with me about an hour ago. That was awesome. So, how's everybody doing out there? We got this guy down here. I think he's down here. He should still
We're
be
live,
down.
everyone.
All right. So,
Okay.
Dean's here.
Hi.
Say hi, Dean.
Hi, everybody.
Does everybody know who Dean is? Dean makes this stuff. And this awesome big bottle of this one.
Oompa Loompas makes that.
Oh, okay.
Oompa Loompa.
You have little this one fountain and you got a little boat that you take down the come with me.
Yeah, a little this and that.
Yeah.
This and that. Okay, I found my chat. I'm so happy.
Oh, look, Kenny's right there. Kenny, I'm using your coil in the armor right now. One of your coils.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe.
The Karma, not the armor. The Karma. I'm using your coil. It's great.
All right.
Good old Kenny
V-Dog's out there mixing with Mophead. Josh Rhodes. Socrates from Greece is here. Drop Air Woodworks. We got people from all over the world in here, Dean.
Socrates says this was the perfect time for
This
a
is-
FOGLyFE.
This
so
is
you can catch it live.
awesome.
What?
Perfect time for people in Greece. That's awesome. Paul Subhuman is out there. What's up,
People in
Ish?
Greece would be nicely sauced up right now on Uzo and Raki.
Oh yeah, you're into the Greek liquids, aren't you? And pastries.
Yes.
Pastry.
All right,
Come out
so
from political.
welcome everybody. We had to do this at a special time because Dean's a busy man and he had a soccer game tomorrow evening, so we had to make a special edition FOGLyFE just for Dean because we wanted to have him on. And Dean, so what's new?
Just chugging along and reworking our labels. Reserve is about to drop next week. The next installment of it. And we're prepping for a bowl of joy, which is our fruity cereal mix in a bowl of cereal. It mixes like, get a little bit of all the different fruity cereals kind of in one vape. It changes. It's nice. And then we have Berry Dreams. We're finishing up the labels on that as well. And we're also trying to get them up to code and compliant with the FDA. With the large, gigantic, this has nicotine in it. That's all changing. It's now going to be a gigantic, it has to be a certain size on the side of the bottle. And the crazy part about it, like, kind of like, which I don't understand, but how can I take a vanilla custard with no nicotine in it and have to put this gigantic label that says this is made from a tobacco product?
Yeah, that I just noticed that. Yeah, that bothered me when you sent me that. I'm like, no, it's not.
I guess we have to lie on our labels to sell our products.
Yeah.
You're required to mislead people.
Yes.
in great big letters.
That's what I was told. So, and I want to stay in business.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Campbell's chicken soup in fine print. It says this is made in a facility that may or may not have been in contact with peanuts at some point along the road.
Right.
So just don't eat anything.
If you look really at the very, very fine print on Campbell's chicken soup, it says beaks and assholes.
That's the secret sauce.
So yeah, sometimes that's why I don't read fine print. Fine print is scary.
Or listen to the side effects on commercials for a prescription.
Yeah, really.
This may make you want to kill yourself.
You uncontrollably lose. What is it? You
Bowel movement.
Control your bowels.
Yeah, you control your bowels spontaneously, resulting in dehydration and death.
Sometimes the grocery list of side effects is just, it's like ungodly on some of those medications too.
Why would you take one thing to help something and give you the side effects give you more than what you went into it?
Exactly.
I guess my restless leg syndrome at night when I sleep is okay, as long as I don't want to take the things that's going to make me shit the bed.
Yeah, for sure.
May cause partial Tourette's syndrome, temporary Tourette's syndrome, loud blurt, unable to drive, wooziness, all that stuff.
You may experience dizziness.
Vape Ross Vape has his new little logo out there.
Vape Ross Vape.
Shout out to Big Doc and Nikki B for that logo. That's an awesome logo.
Cool. I dig it. I dig all the new logos. I got a new logo this week. Did you like my new logo, Dean?
I did.
Good.
It looks nice. It's very professional. It's maturing. It's growing up. It's looking good.
Less cock, more spork.
Yes.
Oh,
All right.
well, good show, Gizzard.
Well, thanks, Lifa.
Oh, we got more?
Oh yeah, we got more. Why was that like too big of a lull for you?
No, I just figured I'd put it in there. You went live at the time you were supposed to go live. It's
Pretty
not
much.
45 minutes into the show, so we're good.
Yeah, we've done 10 minutes so far. I think we're doing good. So, Dean, tell me about your tobacco vape with mint.
With what?
Dem 2.
Oh, Dem 2.
Oh yeah, that one.
Dem 2 takes it takes a little bit of this, throws it in with a little bit of that, and adds some coolant to it, some minty fresh coolant. So it's basically a vanilla custard tobacco, minty vanilla custard tobacco, I should say. That's basically what it is. It's nice. It's kind of like spinning off, and both of them too. This one and that one work really well together. And when you add the coolant, it's a nice twist. Even if you're not into menthol.
It's not
nice
menthol. I've tried it. It's not like, it doesn't have a menthol hit at all. It's more like gum.
Or like some people say it's like Andes mints a little bit.
Yeah, it's more of a peppermint or a spearmint is what I get out of it.
Right. Yeah, it's a combo of mints. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of cool because I know Gizzard had, you sent me that one, and I am totally not a tobacco person, so I'm like, I'm gonna get this to somebody that likes tobaccos, and I sent it up to Gizzard, and he's like, I've been cutting this down with this one.
Yeah, that's how I use it.
50 on it, and then you bring out 50-50 and mint, and I'm like, Gizzard better get some of that too.
Yeah, I actually like the DAT one quite a bit. I just prefer to cut it with further to tone down the tobacco in it just a little bit for me.
Mm-hmm.
And Although, because I primarily drip, right? So, I think that using it on a mouth-to-lung device, it's probably at the right strength. But it's a little bit much when you're dripping it on a stacked mod or something.
Man, I tell you what, I feel pretty good. I had someone PM me yesterday, as a matter of fact, and they told one of his friends about that one, and he scooped some up, and it was about I don't know, maybe like 4 weeks ago, right around there, and he messaged me yesterday to say, hey man, I just want to say thank you, my friend, because of that one. He said he was a smoker, and then he kind of ex-vapor, and he said he quit smoking again. And
that's good.
That's so awesome to hear, because that's what that one is for,
right.
To help make that transition.
Right. Well, I've been vaping for a long time, but I never thought that I would enjoy any sort of tobacco vape again, because, normally they're just like Marlboro, or it hits me wrong because I've been away from tobacco, and you did that one right, because I find myself going back to it. It's good.
Hearing stories like that means more to me than an award. That's what it was all about. That's what I got into this business for. Is to help people to quit smoking, and it's wonderful to hear those stories.
Yeah, I remember in Dallas, we were working the Adora E-Liquid booth, and we got some guy came over, and he's like, "Do you got any tobacco? I'm not interested in anything else except for tobacco." And the awesome thing is, with us knowing you, Don was able to take him by the hand and bring him right over to your booth and go, "You want tobacco? This is tobacco." And
yeah,
he didn't want any of the Adora liquid, but he wanted that one, and he loaded up that day. And then he walks away with a award-winning liquid from Dallas Dave Showcase.
Right.
Holy cow!
I still can't believe that. I never thought I'd get one of those. I really didn't. So
that's awesome.
So Dean, how have things been going around the rest of the world? I know you're tearing up America, but are you starting to move into the EU and places like that?
Yeah, actually, America's a tough market for me for some reason, and it's harder to get in the shop. It takes a little bit more, face to face and meeting people. And where in Europe, it seems like it goes off of a trust system. A lot of people who enjoy your products or talk about it and they vape it on a regular basis. A lot of people trust their opinions, and it helps us grow. And majority of our products are actually exported more than in the U.S.
Really?
Yes.
So your sales are actually better out of the country?
Yeah, and they in Europe and other countries too, they really enjoy a good tobacco, and they really like a good custard. So, my line appeals to them. It seems like a little better.
Lean toward the savory a little more.
Well, right, and like this, I find in the United States, and I'm a dessert person as well. Desserts, fruits, pastries, cereals, things like that do really well in the United States, which we have some coming out. Finally, we're bringing some back.
Cool.
So we're adding some fruit to the line now.
All right. So what countries other than, I know that you're in England. What other countries are you exporting to?
England, Japan, Malaysia, Germany, Italy, France, Greece, Canada, the Netherlands, Turkey.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What else do we have? Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain. I can't say it. It's always tough to say.
Bahrain?
Bahrain, yeah. Yeah. We're kind of like spreading our wings a little bit around the world. Oh, Switzerland.
Awesome.
Switzerland.
Yes.
Wow.
Statquam carries us. Squape, the guy who makes the Squape, Statquam carries that line.
Nice.
Cool.
That is awesome. So one of our compatriots out in chat, Vaporos Vape, wanted me to give you a shout out. Shout out to you, Dean.
Oh, thanks.
I like how he spelled his last name.
Hyanoska Spodomurger Gyroski.
It's perfect. I think one of the coolest hand checks I've seen was on Instagram. A guy checked that one in Cuba, and which was awesome.
Next to a Cuban cigar.
It was in Havana. It was cool, to see it checked in Cuba.
You should have gone to the cigar rolling people and hand checked it with them rolling cigars behind them.
El Primos.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Drop Bear wants to know why not in Australia.
Oh, we are in Australia. We're in 2 places, I believe, in Australia.
Where can they get it?
I'll have to do some research.
At those 2 places, they can get it.
Hey, that's the other thing too. We're probably in more places than that. Once it reaches the distro's hand, I don't know who they sell to. I don't know.
Oh, I got you.
So, we're in China too. Coil Vapes is in China.
That's cool. So do you have an international distro? Is it like one company, or are you using multiples? Or
multiple companies, distro companies? It seems like they're regionalized into the, one country will have one major distro. Like France, they have a large one in France who also distros for Italy as well.
Okay.
They're spread out mainly in regions. Malaysia has their own distro.
Didn't the Italians put the kibosh on vaping for the most part?
Yeah, they have. They and it seems like Canada's going through the same.
That seems strange because there's so many Italian modders, and vaping was kind of a big deal coming out of Italy. So they just squashed all those people's businesses, or what?
I don't know. The SVA is made in Italy. It's an Italian mod, and they're still producing them. So I just think it's the cost is higher. I don't know exactly the rules and breakdowns on exactly, but it seems like it was a big deal. Kind of put a damper on the vaping industry there.
All right, so this was the big question. Is I know that you got a visit last week from the FDA. So we're all dying to know what happened. Tell us. They come in.
Were they all wearing sunglasses?
Yeah. Did they come in like it was SWAT team or
Men in Black? It was Men in Black.
They come rolling out of a SWAT vehicle.
Dark tinted window, Cadillac. No, it was around 5 o'clock in the evening. It was a surprise. They do unannounced visits and inspections, and they can pop up anytime, and they'll continue doing them. For I guess as long as they're regulated, they can just pop up at any time. But I heard that they were going around the different places, some other manufacturers, some actual agents from the FDA. They spent like 3 days in the guy's facility. They ran down all his processes, how he has everything laid out, and he's a legit manufacturer. And it seems like they spent 3 days with him to compile this questionnaire. And basically, it seems like what they're doing is they're sending out contractors who they have a questionnaire. The contractor, he was from Atlanta, and they have a list of shops. They visit anybody who's registered. I don't know how they're getting the information. I don't know if you registered with the FDA, or are they looking around to see who's registered businesses, LLCs, all that stuff. But they're visiting anyone that does anything in the vaping industry. So, if you make mods or you press accessories or anything, and most people work out of sheds in the back and things like that around. They'll show up at your house. They'll show up wherever that business is registered. And they basically just take a look at everything, take a picture outside. They walk in, they look around your facility, your place, see how everything's laid out. They gather information on exactly what you do in the industry, what you carry, and they ask a questionnaire. I guess that's how they put that questionnaire together, was from the first few manufacturers that they had the agents show up at. But they just ask a series of questions. I mean, the guy was really cool. It was a positive experience.
Really?
I never felt out of place. He was a super nice guy. And I actually, before I get into it, I actually feel better. I feel better that having this done and the experience, going through the experience, I feel better for being in this industry and for the vaping industry. It seems like they're moving in the right direction to me. And because it's been a nightmare. I mean, trying to get our label art up on the site, get your TP numbers, submit paperwork that you have or have not had your stuff tested. Flavors, we have to by the end of the year we have to submit all of our ingredients for every one of our products. So, and that process has been a little stressful, and it's hard to get a hold of him. But this guy was very helpful. He didn't know a whole lot. I asked him a lot of questions about the, are they still going to impose like these big, the PMTAs and the costly amounts, and it. And he said, I can't answer that. He said, but he said it seems like the FDA wants this industry to do well. I mean, they clearly don't want people smoking cigarettes because of the known problems with that, and they recognize the benefits of vaping and the effect it has on people. And it seems like they're going to be changing a few things, I think. And then the cancer institute that put out the statement, that was huge, for our industry and for us. It's good to see that. But going in from that, and then basically the questions, if you want to know what they asked as far as questions go, they looked at, in my lab, they looked through the whole facility, went through our warehouse and showed them everything. I didn't have to mix or anything like that. Or he didn't check, how many mils, if I was exactly 60 mils in a bottle. They asked for, our operations of, standard procedures, operating procedures for cleaning, and which usually pertains to people if you have employees that work with you, guidelines set up on what needs to be cleaned daily, and all that laid out. They look for stuff like that.
Kind of like food service type?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. They asked if I was aware of the upcoming deeming regs, if I knew about the site, am I registered, which we are. He asked about if we wholesale, do we have a website, do we sell gear, any kind of gear, do we make gear, which I don't do anything but e-liquid on our site. Mm-hmm. Let me think what else he asked about. It was a series of random questions. I can't remember all of them, but they basically are going around they're visiting, physically getting people on the ground, feet on the ground, looking at businesses, making sure, like, if they were in the right location, change your address, how they're laid out, what they do, just to basically update the records. And I guess they're just kind of compiling all this information, and that's going to help determine future decisions, I guess, on regulations, how things are done, what looked right, what didn't. They're basically kind of trying to cut down on the wild west of things, you know.
Sure.
And just see who's in business, how they operate, how they mix, what are their conditions, you know. Because and it's ingested just like food. Vape is ingested, so they want to make sure it's safe for everybody.
That was one of my questions, was where did it seem like they were looking in every little corner to see how clean your facility was and things of that nature, or just the layout.
That may come later. This was the first visit, you know. And as they try to start putting standards in, what they want to see, what they don't want to see, and they'll probably start laying out a more defined guideline that we can follow. And then I think on that point, I would guess once that's laid out, then it would probably give you a little time and do another sweep around and see if you're compliant to what their standards that they're looking for.
I have a question on compliance. Have you run into anything like having to redo your labels over and over because they haven't been concise in what is compliant? Because that would be really irritating, right? It's not cheap to redo your labels and redo, you know, printing and all that stuff all over again. And then let's say you make a label and then you submit it and they go, oh, it's all great, but this part has to be 4 times as big or something, you know. So then you got to start over and go through the expense again, and maybe you can touch on that.
I think I've been through, just on my labels, on each one of my flavors, I've been through 4 different phases of it. Yeah. And, I mean, I don't know. What does it say on the side of that label, Giz? Does it say made in the USA, or does it say made in Louisiana, New Orleans?
It says made in the USA on this one.
It says, this one's weird. It says Heco in Mexico.
So that was the first phase of the new label. The second one changed it to, which we had to pay and redo all over again. That changes it to New Orleans, Louisiana, because it has to be specific. And I keep hearing different, things about whether or not your actual physical address has to be on the bottle, or is it just a specific city? It has to be a little bit, not just broad like in the USA. It has to be like a city that you're associated with a state. So that's I changed it there. And then we're on another cycle, which is coming in August, where you have to put the gigantic,
30%.
Yeah, 30%.
Label.
30% of the label says this contains nicotine, this product contains nicotine, or this product is made from a tobacco product, made from tobacco.
Yeah.
So that's more money. It's just,
yeah.
You can't ever get ahead.
Well, I mean, I can see that happening over and over because I have somewhat read through some of the compliance things just out of curiosity, from the FDA website and so on and so forth. And it seems very, very vague, like if you are, in a situation like you are in business, to be dealing with what is compliance. I mean, they're still making it up as they go, sort of, right?
Right, and then some people are just taking their own stance on it. And then, if you don't follow and you follow the other person, some people are very conservative and will go even further. So there's no questions to it, which it's not necessary in some cases. It's a lot of... There's a Facebook group for people to help people in industry who's trying to do the labels. It's a very informative website. Facebook group. And everybody helps each other in the industry because we're all kind of in that same confusion together,
Yeah.
Oh, one of the cool things the FDA guy gave me a phone number, and he said that there isn't a lot of people actually calling, but that phone number, they have people waiting for people like us in the industry to call, ask questions. Any concerns you have, it's not like you're on this wait. It's supposedly you can call right up and speak to someone, and there's someone there to help you get through and answer any questions that you may have, and make sure.
Have you tried using the number?
I haven't yet. No, I haven't.
That would be interesting. See if you end up in a phone bank in India.
If it's anything like putting all my flavors up on this, I'd rather not. That was a nightmare.
How may I help you, sir?
No, it's all people from here. It's just that during that time, everybody was doing it because it was crunch time. So the site was bogged down. People, things kept messing up. Then they extended it because they saw all the issues. You try to upload it, it would take forever to upload. It was a mess. Mess. It was a full 2 weeks of 16, 18-hour days doing that stuff.
I think this is a great example of showing not only you, but the people that care about the community, all the hoops that every e-liquid company that wants to be compliant has had to make. And, there's some financial setbacks on how many rolls of labels do you have that don't say Louisiana and still say made in the USA and all of those things that you've gone through. So just mad props out to you for jumping through the hoops. There's probably many a times where you guys say, hey, I had that big rush where Todd said this was awesome. I had a lot of sales and all right, I'm done. This is too much.
I've landed on the beach and now I'm trying to go out and catch another wave. And in the meantime, you hope you were able to budget yourself, to make it through those times. It's definitely a roller coaster, this business. I was talking to you guys earlier about it. From the time that I wake up in the morning to the time I go to sleep, that's all I'm thinking about. Because, this is what's providing to support my family, to put food on the table for my family, to pay bills. And it's not like getting a regular check, it's
You mean you don't have a Ferrari in this lovely red color in the driveway?
I may have a Hot Wheel. My son may have a Hot Wheel. No. I have a 2004 Tundra. That's what I have.
So based on what the person from the FDA and the questions that he asked you, do you have any anything that stuck out in your mind or anything that you would like to share with other vendors that might help them with their compliance or give them did you take away anything from it that gave you like, oh, that's what they're looking for,
Yeah, basically just updating their records, getting someone physically at the location to see what it is, what they sell, how they operate. If you're a registered business owner and you're doing everything like you should, you have insurance, you have, locations, or if you, not every business requires having a location. But I wouldn't be, if you're set up properly and you're doing things right, like you should be, there shouldn't be any issues. Like, I wouldn't be worried about it at all. I mean, a lot of people, going up and above and beyond, which is great, but I wouldn't be so nervous on this go around. I think it's more they're just collecting data at this point.
After speaking with your FDA person, did you learn anything that was like, oh, I better take care of that? Or was there anything that, I don't know, did you glean anything off of it?
For me, I'm happy to have this one behind me. I'm happy to finally get someone to come through and talk to. Like I said, the guy was super nice, really awesome, really nice guy from Atlanta. He said everything looked fine. He said, looking at the place, he's just looking at everything, and just to see the way his reactions and the way he talked to me and looked around, I felt good about the way our layout is. I feel good about the potential for growth in our future, the way we have everything laid out inside the place, and I kind of got a little bit bigger than what I wanted, and it pushes us to the limit, on paying overhead and expenses. But I have a place that I can expand and grow in. And after that visit and him leaving, I feel good about the way we have everything laid out. I mean, I'm a clean freak, and I'm an like I like to keep clean. I like to keep organized. And it just makes it easier for cleaning up and finding things. So, yeah, positive experience. I think we're good. You know, I just have to wait and see what they come out with. You know, on standards wise. You know, like how, you know, as far as like, okay, one thing too, like this, like as far as the cleaning, the standard, the procedure for cleaning and stuff, that SOP that they call it. I didn't have one. He asked me about that. I didn't have one up there, but again, I'm the only one that's in the office. You know, I'm the only one. I'm mixing, I'm bottling, I'm labeling. My wife might come in and help package up packages, but I'm doing all the stuff and I'm cleaning it. So I kind of have my own regiment. You know, I just do it. I have a schedule set for it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. Were you apprehensive? Tell us about like how it was when he first, like, did he flip his badge out, or?
No, I think he had a badge around his neck, and he's like, "Hey, you know, with the FDA." I was like, "Oh, you know," it was just, I didn't expect him, and
You didn't start having heart palpitations?
I didn't, man. I'm telling you, the guy was very calm and a really easygoing person to get along with. So I never felt uncomfortable. I never felt stressed. I felt like even going into it, it was going to be a positive experience, and it was. It was.
Wow. It's
I really wasn't worried. I mean, I keep my place tidy. I know, you know, I have a location. It's 1,400 square feet office, and it's 1,400 square feet warehouse, in a great location, literally minutes from my house. I could ride my bicycle if I wanted to, which is nice. So perfect. I felt good about it. I was ready for him, you know.
That's good.
Cool.
It's kind of the opposite of what I imagined it would be like. I'm just imagining that it would have been kind of scary. And
they do have different questionnaires. So I guess if you do mods or gear or cotton or coils, or, you know, there's different questionnaires for that, and also different from shops. You know, it's supposed to have certain things, but when people come out in literature and everything on the wall, all that's required. Our place is I'm strictly manufacturing. It's not open to the public, so it was a little easier of a questionnaire.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a fight or flight. You didn't see Dean go, "No, you won't catch me."
No, not at all.
That sounds awesome. It does give a little breath of fresh air of saying, okay, these guys aren't coming in guns blazing. Okay, you stand over there. We're gonna look here. We're not gonna tell you what we're looking for. It sounds like they were walking through and saying, "Hey, this is my list of questions. This is my list of things I need to look at," and they're very upfront with you. So,
yep,
that's awesome.
I tried tagging him with questions, you know, trying to get any kind of information I can from him. But again, he was a contractor, so he was kind of limited to. I guess they just kind of train them on what they need to look for, what they are, you know, to ask. Who knows? I guess we'll see after they make their first sweep.
Which you know, that isn't a bad thing either. If it's a third party, it's a third party thing, they don't have direct ties to the FDA except for they're being employed by them. They don't have any interest in you because they don't even know you yet. So basically, they're going in as that third party blind, and they could write up whatever they want based on what they see. They don't have to be picky. They don't have to be loose. They don't. It's great that sometimes that it is a contractor doing it. Hopefully, they're trained the correct ways for both people. But that is kind of a nice little area there too.
I don't know. I kind of feel different. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like vaping's going to be around for a while. I don't think it's going to get shut down, you know, dramatically. But I got a good feeling it's going to be around. It's going to probably be a little different. You know, there may be a little less things. There might be some more. Who knows? But, you know, I feel we're not out of the water yet. But, you know, it's refreshing to see that there's a lot, there's a little light of hope, I guess.
Yeah. I look at it as we're still under their thumb.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they're choking us out, but we're still under that thumb. We don't know what's going to happen or what needs to happen to have them lift that thumb for us to go, okay, we know exactly what's going to be in the industry and we can adapt to that style. Maybe mech mods aren't going to be there. Maybe it does have to be a tank system or something that they regulate down to a certain area for it to be legit. But I think in the end, with the Cancer Society putting on there saying, hey, if all those things don't work, vaping's work for some people, give it a shot. And we got physicians spouting off all the time how it's worked for their patients and things like that. I think it's going to catch more and more and more, and they're going to see, oh, there could be some money to be made in taxes. There could be excellent health benefits that have been proven out here. We might as well put it through. It's the same struggle people had with vitamins and supplements.
Yep.
That was a really long battle back in the day, and all of a sudden they kind of said, okay, we're going to lightly regulate it. If it's not approved through us, you got to put a thing that is not FDA approved and all of these things. So maybe it's just the beginning of the struggle like that was.
Right, and I get it. I mean, I understand why they're doing what they're doing, and I think it should be regulated. And I get the point. It's you're ingesting this stuff. It's eating. It's going into your lungs. You want to make sure that who you're buying your products, that they're safe. That at least the person who's making the products knows what they're doing. And yes, testing. I think testing should be done. What's the effects, the long-term effects for vaping? Because we still don't know. We're still relatively a young industry. Just like the cigarette company, right? When they first started, no one knew it was going to cause cancer or how things are.
The catch-22 on that testing is that who's doing the testing, though? Because then you get the pharmaceutical companies that, we know how to test stuff, and we all know that testing has been skewed depending on who's doing the testing for medicines, for cigarettes, as far as that goes. I mean, I remember back in the early 70s, they were doing all kinds of testing with cigarette machines that would smoke cigarettes, and they were testing how much tar. And they were requiring you on a package of cigarettes to put how much tar was in each cigarette and so on and so forth. But, that's the trouble.
It would be. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Giz.
Well, no, you go ahead. But what I was kind of getting at is that's kind of a conundrum as far as who's going to do the testing of it, because a lot of times that information can get skewed, right? If they're out to squash you.
Right, exactly, and that's what it would be interesting to see a test on which style of vaping is most effective, for people to quit smoking. The people that did make the transition, what did they use? How did they get there? What was effective and what wasn't? I'd be interested to know.
And sometimes that's going to be hard information to get, because what if you had? I always use the example, like, I go to my local shop here in Iowa. I see the 60-year-old farmer with his bib overalls come in, get his little coils for his Kanger or whatever small little setup he's got in his little pocket, and he gets his Turkish blend e-liquid, and then he's out the door. But those same people may have used that for 2 to 3 weeks and are done. And they are not in the YouTube community. They're not in the Instagram community. They see anything on the news, bad, good, whatsoever, about vaping, they're like, well, at least I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm done all the way. Those people won't be chiming back in. So that's the hard thing.
The big trends now, too, are salts. So, I mean, like the Juul, I think the Juul's a very effective way to get people off of smoking. It simplifies things. It's easy. The flavors aren't the best, but they're really, they're decent. And it works, It's just so easy. I think one of the hardest things to do is to get people who want to quit smoking and try vaping. Is they're overwhelmed at first. A lot of times they get all these tanks with sub-ohm tanks and coils and double batteries, and it's a lot of knowledge to take in at one time. They just want to quit smoking, and
Right.
we'll make it easy. Or the Fix, or Kilo just has a new one coming out. Or the Bow, just makes it easy. And then if they like it, and I honestly think that they'll get off of smoking with one of these.
Well, and those devices are so much better than like the COILS.
They're small.
Well, I mean, they're similar size, but 4 or 5 years ago, most of us tried a COILS more than likely before we tried anything else. And there were people that were able to quit smoking just using those, but I wasn't one of them. So I think it's good.
I wasn't either. I started with the RSST with a Jenny with mesh, and well actually one of the little ego pins. That's what I started with. But like when I got up to like a set, because that little ego pin really didn't do anything. It sucked. Like what Life said, if that's all they had and I knew that's all they had, I would have been like vaping. I just took it a little further. I started searching, and I found setups that satisfied me, and it allowed me to quit smoking.
Yep.
I was a cloud chucker. I'm not a cloud chucker anymore, but I was like a serious cloud chucker. I was building all those crazy Rip Tripper coils and the stove tops and the super nanos and dragons and.
Yep. I think
it helped. It helped me quit. It was interesting. It was fun. Besides, I'm a nerd when it comes to stuff like that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think a bunch of us that are in this YouTube community are all that way. It's like we were the guys that when we were 5 years old, we were taking apart our mother's pens, and then we could never find the spring because it shot across the room. She was pissed at us, stuff like that. But I think Kenny B does have a great point out in the chat saying that 80% of the people vaping just do it to not smoke. They're not hobby people like us.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
That when you were talking about numbers, it would be interesting to find out how many people have actually used vaping as smoking cessation, because I consider that I use it as smoking cessation, but the fact that I'm still vaping is not typically what you think of a cessation product. Like if you were chewing gum and it was able to help you quit smoking, you would probably stop chewing gum after you quit, right? So
Right.
we have this continuation of using this cessation product, but we continue to use it, because we enjoy it and so on and so forth. But I'm sure there are a lot of people that, vape for a couple months and then it helped them get off cigarettes and then they stop vaping as well, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with you on that.
It'd be interesting to see what kind of the numbers are not, it's not cut and dry, because there's a lot of obviously our community which has either kept vaping to keep cigarettes at bay or kept vaping just because we enjoy it now, as opposed to just strictly using it as like a clinical, this helped me get off of cigarettes,
Right.
smoking cessation device.
Vaping's the only thing that helped me quit.
Me too.
I can honestly
I
say
try
that.
it. At one
I quit
point,
for a while, but I always came back. This is
Yeah.
the first time I've never, nor do I want to pick up a cigarette and smoke. If I had to quit vaping, it'd be done.
Yeah. If that day came, I think a lot of us would be fine.
Yeah, I can leave my
But-
stuff at home all day and I can function and I'm not stressed. I'm fine,
Yep.
I get more stressed leaving my phone at home than I do my vape.
right.
Yep.
A lot of times when I go out, I don't bring a vape.
Really?
No.
Sometimes I'll just bring a Juul with me, just easier. And if I get the urge, I'll pull it out and just take a little toot and I'm done.
But like if you forgot your cigarettes at home,
Oh,
and you were out and about, you'd be like, well, I got to stop at the gas station and buy some. I know I got a carton at home, but I need some now.
exactly. It's stressing.
Yeah.
And thinking about, like, especially if you're at a job where you can't leave, so you're running late, right? You're running late, and then you're sitting there like waiting for a break or lunch so you can run and go get a cigarette, or you feel bad you got to bum someone off somebody.
Yeah.
I'll pay you back. Yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
Or you get the guys that come up with you with a quarter. Go, can I buy one of those?
Yeah. Yeah. You have to offer at least, right? Respectful. Just being respectful. Yeah. No, I don't want your money.
After a while, it's the same person every day. You're like, yeah, because at the end of the week, your quarters are going to pay for my pack.
Right.
All right.
Awesome. Now, we've had Dean on our show before, so we already know dolphin or penguin, or shark or penguin, and pirate or ninja. So, unfortunately, we already know that answer.
The superfluous questions.
Yeah.
I was sitting there. That's what I was doing in the meantime. I figured, why not give a discount code for everyone that's watching?
Yay! That'd be awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a bigger one than the regular 10%?
Yes.
Awesome.
All right.
It's going to be SPORKLyFE. I'm going to put it right there. And SPORKLyFE, and it's going to give you 30% off through the weekend.
Wow. Awesome. Cool.
Nice.
We'll be sure to mention that on the other shows, because we're having another show tomorrow night, and of course Fresh's show, and on. So
yeah,
I'll keep it open till Monday.
Till Monday at midnight.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know the date on
awesome.
30%. That's huge. That's bigly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
It's
So get some
magical.
people to try some of the new flavors like Dem 2, funnel cake.
Yeah.
You know, if you haven't had funnel cake in a while, this one, Reserve should be coming out again. And I got Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea's up there right now.
Nice. Is Bowl of Joy
30% off? They should load up 4 bottles. It's almost like I'm getting that 4th one free.
Yeah. Is Bowl of Joy back yet or not yet?
Bowl of Joy is not back yet. Hoping
Soon though.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Bowl of Joy and Berry Dreams.
Hashtag 2 weeks.
Yeah. Bowl of Joy. I mentioned what Bowl of Joy was, right?
Yeah.
Bowl of Joy's all the cereal.
Yeah, it's like a mixture of fruity cereals all in a big bowl of milk. And then Berry Dreams is one of the founding flavors of coil vapes, and it's been a big seller, and I want to do it justice and bring it back right. So we just finished up the labels on Berry Dreams, and what that is it's a sugar-covered fresh strawberries rolled in sugar and drenched with cream in a bowl. So
sounds good.
Yep. And it's not candyish. None of it's candyish. Bowl of Joy, Berry Dreams it's a really nice fresh strawberry. It's not candyish, and the creams. It's a really nice balance. Good all day, and very clean too on your coils.
Nice.
Well, everyone out there knows that I love this one. It's my all day vape, along with
Which one?
The original.
This one?
Not that one. This one. The one Life has. You have the Reserve.
That's all I vape, man.
I like the OG. I like the original better myself, but
yeah, you hate Reserve.
No, I don't hate it. I just if I have the other, I prefer the other. Hey, you should just be glad that I love something, right?
The real Gizzard's coming out.
Oh. So thank you, Dean, for coming and spending an hour with us. It was awesome. Everybody that go over to Coil Vapes and get yourself some liquids. Use that discount code.
Is that all lowercase, Dean?
I have the capital, but I don't think it matters.
Okay.
All caps.
Oh, I don't have that special tool wrench.
The tool wrench.
I got blanked out.
Oh yeah, you don't have a wrench. I gotta find your name on here.
Right there.
Oh, there it
There
is.
you go. Got it.
Yeah, I can fix that.
And I'm also vaping too. I don't know if you guys from Mercury. I'm vaping they're coming out with a new one. It's called Skipfish BBM. My light's kind of shining, so it's kind of there you go. BBM, and it's brown sugar. There's like a little fish on it. It's really nicely done. But it's a bourbon brown sugar milkshake, and it's really good. It's nice. It's different. Very clean. Very well balanced. A nice all-day vape.
Who's that out of?
This is Mercury Liquids. Mercury LLC.
Okay.
The bottles with they had the clear labels with the big M's, the M on it, and this is their other line. It's called Skipfish. It's really good and different. Bourbon brown sugar milkshake's awesome.
Sounds good.
I want to drink one.
Usually anything with brown sugar flavoring in it, just that means it's a coil killer.
Yeah, and it's not. I've been going 2-3 days. I don't know. It's a little dark.
Maybe they found a different flavoring to use.
Possibly.
Could be.
It's very light, but nicely done.
Different formulation.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Dean, I want to thank you for spending this hour with us, and it was really cool to hear about your raid, your FDA raid.
Yes.
That was awesome. And
we're still open. We're still open.
I would love to have you back again sometime, and we will spam out your coupon for you all weekend.
Yeah.
Because that's how we roll.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Sir
It's been a
Spam's
while,
a lot.
man. I've been so busy. I haven't been able to.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We finally tracked you down. We even made a special show for you.
There you
Feels
go.
so special.
All right. So let's vape some Dis 1 on the way out of here.
All right. I'm gonna squonky.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you.
Get off your butts and vape.
Thank you, everybody.
Get off your butts and vape. 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 Get off your butts and vape.